Let's talk about Disney's brand new live action remake, Snow White. So the movie is about the evil queen being jealous of Snow White's beauty because he wants to be known as the fairest in the land, tries to get her killed as Snow White is hiding in the home of the 7 dwarfs. And a lot of us already know the story of Snow White due to the classic animated film, but with this review, I will not be comparing it to the animated film. I'm going to review it as its own thing, because that's pretty much what these live action remakes are. Its own things compared to the animated films. And there was just a lot of that dumb controversy online. And with all that, I have to say this film isn't terrible. With this film, we do get Rachel Zegler as Snow White. And as Snow White, she is brilliant. Her singing was just amazing. And honestly, the best parts of the film. We also do get Gal Gadot as the evil queen. And her acting, it could have been better. I'll get more into that in a bit. But what I was interested in was with the dwarves. With the 7 dwarves, they were all CGI'd animated. And just how they looked a lot like garden gnomes. Which I do think that was a pretty interesting choice. And I thought it was okay for the most part. Dopey was the dwarf that stood out. And with the prince, instead of a prince, we got this bandit named Jonathan, and I thought he was pretty cool. The other bandits, though, I think could have had more. But without this film, as the special effects for the dwarves, for the animals, I thought all that looked great for the most part. Most of the singing, for the most part, was pretty good. The songs were pretty catchy. And like I said, Rachel Zegler in this film, it's phenomenal. Seeing her dynamic with Jonathan, seeing her dynamic with the dwarves, I thought all that was pretty great. But, of course, this film isn't perfect. Like I said, Gal Gadot, I think she could have been better. Because he doesn't come off as menacing. She doesn't come off as evil most of the time. And her singing, it could have been better. Snow White's hair, though, that obviously could have been better. And even though I thought that the dwarves were great, I thought Jonathan was pretty cool. The bandits, I do think could have been better. And I do wish we could have gotten more of the dwarves and Jonathan. Just a bit more to them. Because sometimes it just felt like they were there just to be there. But I got to say, this film does have its magical moments. And I do think that it pulled that off pretty well. And with how this film is, I do feel like that it is one that kids will enjoy and families might enjoy too. And that is important that kids enjoy this film. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. It is not the best, but yeah, it is definitely not the worst. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying it is. While I do understand some of the criticism, I thought it was pretty good for the most part. Rachel Zegler, she was phenomenal, and the music was pretty good. And most of the characters were great. But with all that, what are your thoughts on the Snow White live action remake? Let me know in the comments below and follow me for more.